Welcome back to Citizen Weekend. We are talking plastic surgery and extreme beauty. Pam Clamour, talk show host, reality TV host, model and interior designer. Dr. Aiden Abdullahi. He's got two clinics. He's a plastic surgeon. One is at Landmark Plaza. The other one's at Karen Hospital. Of course, Derek Banga, image consultant. And we're talking, I mean, it's a very... it's a topic we hardly talk about, Dr. Aryan. You know, there's a lot of ignorance, or maybe we're afraid to talk about the plastic surgeries that are going on, or they take part, or have been taking part.
It's a very private kind of thing. So if, for example, a lady has had surgery of the breast or the tummy, she wouldn't tell anybody that she has had this kind of surgery. She'll probably say, no, you go gym, you keep it up, continue doing it. Yeah, but it's a very private matter. But, you know, there's nothing wrong in revealing to your friends that you've had it done. But it's a very private matter, and as Derek will say, it's rude to say that you've had this particular thing in public. So yes, it's a very private stuff. Yeah. And
you shouldn't discuss it with people. You shouldn't go up and to someone and say, did you get some Botox done?
Just talking about, it's actually poor form to point out somebody's procedure.
Yeah.
You simply compliment them and say, you're looking fantastic these days. And then the congratulations is implied. That's just, it's called plastic surgery etiquette. You're laughing.
Surgery etiquette.
As I was saying, it's the males. For example, the male, they come with a lot of boob jobs. You know, they have boobs. A young man has a breast. He can't wear a vest. He can't swim. He can wear a shirt. He can present himself. So it's a big problem for this particular young person. So what happens is we can easily fix it. Remove the fat. Remove the glandular tissue which is beneath there, and they go back to their normal life. As long as we've done hormonal profile to make sure that the cause of that is not because of any conditions in the body, like the liver diseases and that kind of thing. And of course, all our stuff can be done as well. But I must emphasize, you must investigate who is going to be a surgeon. Do your homework as she did it. Only then, you know, you can have it done safely. But if you just walk over to any bloody place advertising for plastic surgery, then you're putting your life at risk.
But I think people don't really come forth and speak about it because they don't want to be judged, and they don't know what, because especially in Kenya, we are so narrow-minded in many ways that we don't want to talk about things like this because it's not an open book. Whereas in other, you know, abroad in America and London, it's an open book. People talk about it like they're talking about going shopping.
Seriously, so you say next week I'm going to get a double E.
Yeah, what do you think I should do? Do you think I should do a double E?
No, you don't. You're kidding.
Oh yes, we do. And which surgeon do you use? No, I don't like him. How many does he do in a day? Have you seen his pictures? What's his credentials? Okay, let's go and see how many people he's done. Because in London, in America, you can see how many the look that you want from previous clients. You're allowed to see them, so you can have the perception to see your figure, your features, if you resemble that person, and then you can have an idea of what it's going to look like on you.
Yeah.
And this is it's not happening. A lot of people just think, oh, I like how Pam is looking, so I want to go and look like her. When you're not my size, you're not my height, and you're not my shape, it's not going to work.
Yeah. Derek, I was talking about addiction earlier on before the break. There's an affinity to get addicted to this.
Yeah, there certainly is. And I think we've seen cases of that. If you go on the internet, there's certain people who have had numerous procedures to where they are not even looking recognizable anymore. There's certainly that addiction. So that's something that needs to certainly be made aware of when you go in. And I think that's part of when you talk to your therapist, or even when you have done post-surgery, when you continue having that discussion with a professional, is to sort of curb and stop those sort of multiple types of surgeries. Yeah.
Well, Dr. Ari, when someone like Big Ted, we all know Big Ted, he even announced that he went and got a big tummy tuck, and he's a lot smaller now, he's little Ted now. And he openly talks about it. Is that a good thing? I mean...
It depends. It's individual. Some people don't really see a problem in it. Some, because of their background, see a problem in it. So if you're from a conservative society like ours, you'll probably keep it to yourself. But from that gentleman's background, it's normal, because it's very normal. I mean, parents give birthday gifts to their teenage girls, breast augmentation as a birthday gift when they're about 18 or 20.
Yes.
And it's societal. Places like Brazil, it's pretty common. It's very normal.
Absolutely.
So it's
Everywhere.
societal. But as you see, we slowly also becoming like the Western society. But it's important that you go through a therapist if you don't need these things. If you actually need it, you'll be told. You'll be told by your plastic surgeon that yes, we can fix it. But if you're a very strange looking person and you're asking for very strange requests, surgical requests,
High demands.
then a good professional surgeon will tell you, no, we're not going to do it. Yeah.
And I think also it's important that they do attend consultations. It might seem like they're not important, but they are, because that's what's going to entail and give you the right facts of what's going to be done and how and if it's even going to be done.
Cariswa farmers say, Jeff, tell the lady she looks awesome.
Thank you.
Let her Pam be, or let her be. Julius Nyoro says, Jeff, it's all about vanity. Derek, vanity.
Well, as we've discussed here before, we are hardwired to recognize beauty. That's how God has made us. God created this beautiful earth and put beautiful things on it, including human beings. So who are we to question God's intentions? And that is something that is hardwired inside us. Now, what people do to maintain, to enhance, to show off that beauty could be anything from makeup to wearing certain types of clothes, and yes, having augmentation surgery. And you know, who are you as another human being to question what somebody else wants to do in order to be able to fulfill our sort of destiny as human beings? That's how I'm going to put it.
Yeah, but we must point out,
Yes.
Jeff, that there's a thin line between reconstructive surgery and aesthetic surgery.
Thin line, you say?
There's a thin line. I mean, you've got a lady with breast cancer. She's had her breast removed. She's perfectly in order to have her breast reconstructed because she's going to live for very many years. So you can put an implant and give her symmetry with the other one so that they look alike, so that she doesn't live with one empty chest and then she's got another part. If someone has had an accident of the nose or a deviated nasal septum, they're snoring, they're having breathing problems, you can do a nice rhinoplasty to fix that and actually increase the quality of life. If someone has had a drooping eye, you know, or eye bags here, for example, you know, you can do a blepharoplasty. You can remove the fat there, or you can remove a bit of the strip of the skin to increase vision. So there's certain procedures that have direct benefits. A lady with a protuberant abdomen, she's had 4 or 5 children, she's done all the exercise, the muscles are weak. Whatever you do, whatever exercise you do, you can't fix the diseased muscles. So that can be fixed surgically and give it a flat tummy. Some of these people have got backache as well. So yes, so there's also a thin line there, and the choice is important on who to fix.
Yeah. Dr. Ari, are there many of you in Kenya now? Are there many
we're about 6 or 7 board certified plastic surgeon. I suggest to all Kenyans, they go to the medical board, verify the credentials of these surgeons, and then you can choose anybody among the 6 or 7 of us.
Yeah.
We're also training young surgeons at the University of Nairobi, where I lecture at the Department of Surgery. We intend to have many of reconstructive plastic surgeons in the country going forward.
Yeah. When we hear dentists, they're also now doing Botox.
Yeah.
Is that in order?
Botox is a very cloudy area. I mean, dentists do it, maxillofacial surgeons do it, plastic surgeons do it. It's not a very difficult procedure to do it, but still, we've had complications, even death, even blindness, due to some of these procedures on the face. So it's important to verify, does this person know how to do these things? Things like fillers. You try to fill the hollowness of your face, and then there's a nasolabial fold. You inject all around the eyes to fill the eye bag, to fill the hollowness. You can actually get blindness. So it should be done by somebody who's qualified and who's able to do these things.
I remember when I was living in Nigeria, former President Olusegun Obasanjo's wife
went to Spain.
Correct, she went to Spain.
And she had a perforation of the intestine, and they didn't detect it, and she ended up dying because of septicemia or infection.
Can I just ask, a lot of people ask me these questions, and I would like you to bring it up to them. How do they get to choose the surgeon? How do they know this is a surgeon who knows how to do this and the credentials are?
First, let me tell you, the more you travel out for medical tourism, the more the complication. Why? Because you don't know the surgeon there locally. In Kenya, you can do your little investigation and get to know who is good. But if you have decided to go to a place like, I go to the internet and I say, okay, let me check Croatia. for example. You don't know anybody in Croatia. You don't just follow what the internet says. But if you Google and say Nairobi, you'll find a couple of surgeons there, and you can get even personal reference. You get the point?
Can I correct you there?
Yeah.
I actually did Google on internet,
Yeah.
and I did follow my surgeon because I followed every single client he treated.
Yeah.
And unlike you, who you have probably 25 in a week, they have like 20 in a day.
Yeah. Okay.
So for me, I think where it's the demand is quite high out than here because we're still narrow-minded and we still haven't accepted it, and therefore people, they have a lot of experience. No disrespect, I'm not saying you're not, but I'm just saying for me, I was able to do that because I could be able to see the people they've dealt with. I could be able to talk to them in person. I could be able to have the consultation. I could be able to check the credentials. I even traveled for the consultation to meet the person, not once, not twice, several times, until I actually felt comfortable and satisfied.
Very good. That's the way it should be.
Now that you've met this plastic surgeon here, would you go to him?
I could think about it, but I'm still not convinced, unfortunately.
The jury's still out. Let's read. By the way, speaking of Croatia,
but, you know, the point is, she mentioned a short while ago that you look at the pictures before and after.
Yes.
You can get the pictures. If you can get personal reference, the better.
Yeah, but the pictures, I'll get the pictures, but I will personally, I will demand to meet the person. And not just one, not two. I want to meet two people because you could just get somebody and tell me, oh, just meet them. No, I want to be able to see the pictures, I want to talk to them, and I want to see them.
Yeah. Speaking of Croatia, Dr. you mentioned Croatia. Robert,
that was just an example.
Nigeria, Croatia right now. What's the score?
I don't know.
How many minutes?
I don't know. They need to tell us this paper.
25 minutes into the game, the score is 0-0.
Okay.
One of the things I'd mentioned before, thank you for giving us the update, was that this is a decision that should be made in concert with your loved ones. And I want to ask one, did you make that decision with your family and maybe close friends? Or was this a decision you made on your own? I didn't. Okay.
I was confident.
And how do you feel about that?
I wouldn't encourage anyone to do that. I would encourage people to consult their parents, because sometimes people who are not confident and don't have the self-esteem might be doing it thinking that if I do that I will get self-esteem, and it's not right. So yes, I do recommend and strongly believe that they should talk to their family, talk to your loved ones, talk to your partner, and see if maybe the decision you're making is not right for you, because what you're seeing might not be what they're seeing. So no, I didn't consult anybody, but I would have and I could have, and I recommend that they do.
Are you married?
No.
Children?
Yes.
What do your kids think?
I spoke to them. I have an open conversation with my child, and I do tell them what I'm going to do. And
is it a boy or girl?
Girl.
What does she think of mommy's boobies?
She loves them. I wouldn't encourage her to do it, but if the time reaches it and she wants to do it, I will help her to research it based on something that I would recommend for her to do. So I encourage her to embrace her beauty and appreciate herself. And I've told her, obviously, I've had kids, so it's different. I'm doing modeling and whatever. My body is not the same as someone who hasn't had any kids.
All right, let's take a look at some tweets out there. Let's see what's going on. Rabah, what do we have? Okay, in my opinion, we should have brought a professional psychologist. Much of this plastic surgery issue is psychological oriented. Interesting. Jeff, please ask the panelists if it's safe to breastfeed a baby through breast implants.
Yeah, that's a good question, Jeff. 1 out of 6 ladies who have had breast implants, preferably behind the muscle, you know, the pec muscles,
I was going to ask,
would not be able to breastfeed. 1 out of 6. You get the point?
Yeah.
But 5 out of 6 will be able to breastfeed. So it depends. If you interfere with the ducts and you go through the nipple area during approach, then you'll interfere with the breast ducts. If you go below there and behind the muscle, then there's no problem. You can still breastfeed your baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Moses Mungai says, what's the long-term effect of these implants, Doc?
Very good.
Do the victims do thorough research on how it'll react with their bodies?
This has been a very important question over the last 30 years. The American Association of Plastic Surgeries has done the largest number of research on this particular question. They've gone through 20,000 ladies. Remember, 17.5 million Americans had plastic surgery last year, just for data purposes for you. 17.1 million Americans, not Canadians, just Americans. Now, after following up these people for a very long period of time, there was a fear that breast implants are associated with cancers or malignancies. So the Federal Drug Administration, FDA, put a halt on it for about a year, did a comprehensive, intense study, and found absolutely no relationship with the causation of cancer. And it went on, and it's still going on up to now. And the chance of a young lady having cancer, and she has a breast implant, and one who has not had a breast implant, is the same. And I'm sure your doctor must have told you the same thing.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Okay, well done. Thank you. Favored says it's their body, and if plastic surgery feels right, according to them, and makes them happy, well, and good. All right. And then Joyce Mwangi say, Dr. Aiden did a good job for me. Thanks, Doc.
Oh, thank you very much.
What did he do for you, Joyce? You go, girl. All right. Well done. Closing thoughts, folks. This has been an incredible topic. I think we should. I mean, it took the unfortunate incident, Dr. Dari, of this woman dying. This
but we must also take cognizance of the fact that thousands of plastic surgery procedures are performed all over the world.
Successfully.
And you get these. I mean, you have thousands of aircrafts taking off every second, and one crashes in midair. That doesn't mean that we should stop aviation. It's that kind of an analogy. Derek, maybe you can.
Good point.
I agree. To that.
Yeah, I mean, I can come up with a quote. Let me talk about Barbara Walters, the venerable journalist, said it is not too melodramatic to say that our destiny depends upon our brand and our image. That image. So everybody is sort of looking for validation. We want to go out there, we want to be respected, we want people to love us, we want people to take us for who we are. And if somebody wants to do something so that they can sort of show the best version of themselves, I wouldn't have a problem with somebody doing that, so long as everything that we have discussed is in order. Psychologically, mentally they're okay, they've done their research, emotionally they're okay, they've involved their families even, then that's a decision that they're free to make.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pam, I'm going to let you have the final word since you're an expert in this in more ways than one. Go on. Young ladies looking at you right now, what advice would you give them? Same like your daughter. What advice going forward?
First thing first, you have to really look into, do you really need it? What is it going to do for you? Is it something that you're doing because someone else has done it? Is it something you're doing because you feel like you'd be better because the other person is a better person? Or is it something that you feel like you really need it? I would encourage all young women who look at me as their role model not to judge and try to do what someone else has done. If it was my wish, I would advise people not to do it, because I did it for my own reasons, as I explained previously. Having kids, want to be a model, I would not do it. But I have done it, and it's not an easy road. It's costly, it's risky, it's expensive, and it's close to death. Anything can happen. So you have to really look into it seriously. You have to discuss with your family. You have to discuss with your kids. You have to look at the risk factor, infection factor, how you're going to maintain it, even when it's healed. There's so many things that you look at. It's not just a job well done and it's finished. So if you're not ready and you can't look up and continue with that, I don't think you should even consider to do it. Yeah. And another thing as well, people want to do things because you can't afford it, so you want to get quick market. You will get botched very quickly and easily, and I strongly do not advise you to go that road.
Where can Kenyans see more of you now, this reality TV show? Where can they see you?
Oh, K24 at 10 o'clock, Nairobi Diaries.
Nairobi Diaries?
Yes.
And what is it? What kind of show is that?
Oh, it's a reality show. Okay. Reality TV show.
So you're going to show your new bum when you get it?
Oh yeah, I'm going to have it very big.
Oh, hello. Derek, if people want to get in touch with you?
Yes, so they can get in touch with me through my company, Public Image, and they can email info@publicimageafrica.com, and we've helped many of our clients sort of be the best version of themselves, sort of professionally and personally. Yes.
Without Botox?
Without Botox or any invasive surgery.
Image Consultant.
It's more about it.
Wonderful. Dr. Ari, Landmark Plaza, Karen Hospital.
Yeah, I've got those two places that I run. I teach at the University of Nairobi, the Department of Surgery. We're about 7 of us. Go to the medical board, ask who is qualified to do this kind of surgery. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. Dr. Aiden Abdullahi, Pam Gallimore, Derek Mbanga. Good to see you guys. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Great topic.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and thanks for enlightening us.
No problem.
Quite a bit.
You're welcome.
That was really good. Yeah. Thanks so much for being a part of Citizen Television. Rabah, still 0-0 Nigeria, Croatia? Croatia 1, Nigeria 0.
Oh. Oh dear.
Oh my, still first half though. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate it. Enjoy the weekend.
Thanks, Jeff.
We'll see you soon.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care.
Dan,
Thank
good
you.
luck. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Thanks so much for being a part of Citizen Weekend. Tomorrow night is Sunday Live. Oh, by the way, tomorrow afternoon you can catch me on Hot 96, Smoking Country, the hottest country music show in all of Africa, from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Join us on Hot 96. In the meantime, thanks for being a part of the show. Good night. Good luck. Have a great weekend. God bless.